Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Artificial Fluency. I want to ask you something. Do you try to speak your native language? Do you wake up in the morning and think, today I need to remember how to speak my own language? Of course not. Your native language is automatic, natural, effortless. You don't think about grammar rules or worry about making mistakes. You just speak. But here's the question that will change everything. What if English could become just as automatic? What if, instead of treating English as a skill you need to learn, you treated it as a habit you need to build? Today, we're going to explore a revolutionary approach to English fluency. You'll discover why consistency beats motivation, how to break the translation habit that's slowing you down, and most importantly, how the mindset shifts that improve your English can transform your entire life. So let's begin this journey from English learning to English living. Today's transformational lesson explores 4 powerful areas that will change both your English and your life. First, we'll understand English as a habit, not a skill. Why treating English like an automatic system is the key to natural fluency. Second, we'll master breaking the translation trap. How to think directly in English instead of constantly translating in your head. Third, we'll learn practical fluency techniques, specific daily methods including shadowing, mirroring, and the 21-day habit challenge. And finally, we'll explore mindset shifts for growth, how the principles that improve English can enhance decision-making, focus, and personal development. Each section connects English learning to life skills, showing you how language fluency and personal growth support each other. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us. Let's start by completely reframing how you think about English fluency. The fundamental shift. Here's a perspective that will change everything. English is not a skill, it's a habit. This isn't just wordplay, it's a fundamental truth about how fluency actually works. Fluency is not a moment, it's not a test, it's not a level, it's a system your brain builds over time by doing the same thing again and again until it becomes automatic. Think about other automatic systems in your life. You don't try to walk, your body knows how. You don't remember to breathe, it happens naturally. You don't learn to understand your native language, you just do. English fluency works the same way. It's not about memorizing rules or passing tests. It's about building automatic responses through consistent repetition. Teaching note: reframing means changing how you think about or understand something. Wordplay refers to clever or witty use of words, but here I'm saying this is more than just clever language. It's a real truth. Habit versus skill vocabulary. English is not a skill, it's a habit. A system your brain builds over time. Doing the same thing again and again until it becomes automatic. Automatic responses through consistent repetition. Reframing, changing how you understand something. Why motivation fails. Most people try to build English skills through motivation. I feel excited today, so I'll study for 3 hours. But motivation is unreliable and unsustainable. If you need motivation to speak English, you haven't built a habit yet. You should not depend on mood. You should depend on momentum. and momentum comes from daily action, small, repeatable, simple, automatic. The motivation trap. Monday, feel motivated, study 2 hours. Tuesday, busy at work, skip practice. Wednesday, feel guilty, try to study 3 hours. Thursday, exhausted from yesterday, avoid English. Friday, weekend plans, promise to start next week. The habit approach. Monday, 10 minutes of English with morning coffee. Tuesday, 10 minutes of English with morning coffee. Wednesday, 10 minutes of English with morning coffee. Thursday, 10 minutes of English with morning coffee. Friday, 10 minutes of English with morning coffee. Teaching note. Momentum is the force that keeps something moving forward. Unsustainable means you can't continue it for a long time. The habit approach is more sustainable because you can maintain it. Small is strong philosophy. Small is strong. This phrase captures a fundamental truth about lasting change. Small, consistent actions build strength and confidence far more effectively than large, infrequent efforts. Examples of small is strong for English. Learning 1 new word daily versus trying to memorize 50 words once a week. Speaking 3 English sentences each morning versus attempting hour-long conversations monthly. Listening to 10 minutes of English daily versus binge-watching English shows occasionally. Writing 1 paragraph daily versus attempting essays sporadically. Why small actions work. They're impossible to fail at. They build confidence through success. They create automatic behavior patterns. They compound into significant results over time. They survive busy or unmotivated days. Teaching note: compound means to increase or build up over time. Like compound interest in banking, small daily actions create large long-term results. Sporadically means happening irregularly or occasionally. The English habit loop. Every habit follows a 3-part pattern: cue, routine, reward. Cue, the trigger. This starts your English habit. Examples: waking up in the morning, drinking your first cup of coffee, sitting down for lunch, walking to work, getting ready for bed. Routine, the action. This is your English practice. Start so small it's impossible to fail. Say 1 English sentence describing your morning. Listen to 1 English song. Read 1 English paragraph. Write 3 English sentences. Practice 1 pronunciation sound. Reward, the feeling. This reinforces the habit. I said that sentence in English. I didn't freeze. I did it. Feeling accomplished and proud. Sense of progress and improvement. Confidence from consistent success. Teaching note: a trigger is something that causes something else to happen. Reinforce means to strengthen or support something. Building your English operating system. Instead of thinking, I'm learning English, start thinking, I'm building my English operating system. An operating system runs automatically in the background, handling tasks without conscious effort. Your English operating system includes automatic vocabulary recall, natural grammar patterns, effortless pronunciation, intuitive listening comprehension, spontaneous speaking ability. Daily system building. Morning, activate English with 1 sentence. Commute, input English through audio. Lunch, process English through reading. Evening, output English through speaking or writing. Night, review English through reflection. from learning to living. The ultimate goal isn't to learn English, it's to live in English. This means English becomes part of your natural daily experience, not something you do separately. Signs you're living in English. You naturally choose English content for entertainment. You think through problems partly in English. You seek English information when researching topics. You feel comfortable making mistakes while communicating. English practice doesn't feel like work. Key learning points for English as habit. English is not a skill, it's a habit built through automatic repetition. Momentum comes from daily action, not from motivation. Small is strong. Tiny, consistent actions beat large, sporadic efforts. Compound means small effects build up to create large results over time. The habit loop: cue, trigger, routine, action, reward, feeling. Now, let's address one of the biggest barriers to English fluency, the silent killer of fluency. Translation might seem helpful, but it's actually the silent killer of natural English communication. Here's what happens when you translate. You think of what you want to say in your native language. You mentally translate each word into English. You worry about grammar and correctness. You finally speak, but with delay and hesitation. The conversation feels heavy and stressful. This process uses your brain's slow and careful system, which creates delays, stress, and lack of confidence during conversation. Teaching note: silent killer is a dramatic way to describe something that causes problems without being obvious. In medicine, some diseases are called silent killers because they damage your health without clear symptoms. Fast versus slow thinking systems. Your brain has two main operating systems. Slow and careful system, translation, analyzes every word and grammar rule, checks for correctness and perfection, creates delays and hesitation, feels heavy and stressful, used when translating from your native language. Fast and automatic system, direct thinking, processes language patterns naturally, focuses on communication and meaning, creates quick, natural responses, feels light and effortless, used when thinking directly in English. The goal is to strengthen your fast system while reducing dependency on your slow system. Teaching note: these systems refer to different ways your brain processes information. The slow system is careful but exhausting. The fast system is automatic but efficient. The trap vocabulary. The silent killer of natural communication. Slow and careful system versus fast and automatic system. Creates delays, stress, and lack of confidence. Feels heavy and stressful versus feels light and effortless. Reducing dependency on, becoming less reliant on something. Direct connection strategies. Instead of connecting English words to your native language translations, create direct connections to meaning. Strategy 1. Mental pictures. Connect English words to a picture in your mind, connected to an image, a sound, a smell, or even a feeling. Example: the word rain. Don't think rain equals word in your language. Instead, picture water falling from clouds, hear the sound on windows, feel cool air, smell fresh earth. Example: the word confident. Don't think confident equals translation. Instead, feel your shoulders straight. Picture yourself speaking clearly. Remember moments when you felt strong. Strategy 2. Action connections. Link English directly to daily actions. I am opening the fridge. I am brushing my teeth. I am walking to work. This trains your brain to bypass translation and connect English directly to experience. Strategy 3. English Islands. Make small English islands in your day. These are short periods when you use only English, no translation, no native language mixing. Examples of English islands. 10 minutes at breakfast. Describe your food and plans in English. 15 minutes during commute. Listen to English podcast without translation. 5 minutes before bed. Reflect on your day in English thoughts. 20 minutes watching English video. Focus only on understanding, not translating. Teaching note: bypass means to go around or avoid something. English islands are periods of time surrounded by your native language, like islands surrounded by water. Self-talk, your private English coach. Talking to yourself is a very strong method. You are your own English partner. You are your own English teacher. This is free, it is private, and it is very powerful. English self-talk examples. Morning, I need to remember my umbrella today. Commute, the traffic is heavier than usual. Work, this project is more challenging than I expected. Evening, I'm looking forward to relaxing tonight. Planning, tomorrow I should call my friend. Benefits of English self-talk. No pressure or judgment from others. Practice anytime, anywhere. Builds confidence in private before public speaking. Develops natural thinking patterns in English. Creates automatic English responses. Gradual translation elimination. Don't try to stop translating completely overnight. Gradually reduce translation while building direct thinking. Week 1. Notice when you translate. Don't judge, just observe. Week 2. Try direct English thinking for simple daily actions. Week 3. Create 10-minute English islands with no translation. Week 4. Expand English islands and add self-talk practice. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us. Signs you're breaking free from translation? English words come to mind without native language first. You can think through simple problems in English. Speaking feels more natural and less effortful. You understand English without mental translation. Mistakes don't break your communication flow. Key learning points for breaking translation. Translation uses your slow and careful system, which creates delays. Direct thinking uses your fast and automatic system for natural communication. Bypass means to go around or avoid something. Connect English to mental pictures, actions, and feelings, not translations. English islands are protected periods of English-only thinking and speaking. Let's explore specific, proven techniques that will accelerate your journey from translation to natural English fluency. The 3 pillars of fluency training. Pillar 1. Shadowing. Listening to a sentence and immediately saying it out loud at the same time or just after, exactly like the speaker. Shadowing focuses on copying the sound, the emotion, the speed, the tone to build automatic speaking flow and remove hesitation. How to shadow effectively? Choose audio slightly below your level, 70 to 80% comprehension. Listen once for general understanding. Play again and speak along simultaneously. Focus on matching rhythm and intonation, not perfect pronunciation. Practice 10-15 minutes daily. Shadowing benefits. Trains your mouth muscles for English sounds. Builds natural rhythm and intonation. Reduces hesitation and increases speaking speed. Develops automatic pronunciation patterns. Connects listening directly to speaking. Teaching note. Simultaneously means at the same time. Intonation refers to the rise and fall of your voice when speaking, the musical quality of language. Pillar 2. Mirroring. Copying the energy, the emotion, the facial expressions, and the attitude of fluent speakers. This trains your brain to speak with confidence and natural connection. Mirroring practice. Watch English speakers on video. Copy their facial expressions and gestures. Match their emotional energy and enthusiasm. Practice in front of a mirror. Focus on confident body language and eye contact. What to mirror? Confident posture and movement. Natural facial expressions. Appropriate gestures and hand movements. Eye contact patterns. Emotional engagement with the topic. Teaching note. Gesture means movements you make with your hands or body to express ideas. Emotional engagement means showing that you care about and are interested in what you're discussing. Pillar 3. Repeating. Choosing powerful, simple English sentences and saying them 10, 20, even 50 times a day until they become effortless. This builds muscle memory for your mouth and automatic recall. Sentences worth repeating. I'm excited to share this with you. That's a really interesting point. Let me think about that for a moment. I appreciate you taking the time to explain. Could you help me understand this better? Here's a structured plan for building automatic English habits. Week 1. Foundation building. Day 1 through 3. Wake up, say one English sentence describing your morning. Day 4 through 7. Add describing one daily action in English. Week 2. Expansion. Day 8 through 10. Practice mirroring for 5 minutes daily in front of a mirror. Day 11 through 14, add shadowing one short video, 2 to 3 minutes. Week 3, integration. Day 15 through 17, combine all techniques in 15-minute daily sessions. Day 18 through 21, create natural English moments throughout the day. Daily tracking. Mark each day you complete your English habit practice. The goal is consistency and automatic fluency over perfection. Technique integration in daily life. Morning routine integration. Shadowing. Play English audio while getting ready. Mirroring. Practice consonant expressions in bathroom mirror. Repeating. Use set phrases while making breakfast. Commute integration. Shadowing. Practice with podcast or audiobook. Self-talk. Describe what you see and think. Repeating. Practice conversation starters. Evening integration. Mirroring. Watch 10 minutes of English video and copy speakers. Shadowing. Practice with evening news or talk shows. Self-talk. Reflect on your day in English. Making practice enjoyable. Choose content you love. If you like cooking, shadow cooking shows. If you enjoy sports, mirror sports commentators. If you're interested in business, practice with business podcasts. If you love movies, shadow your favorite English films. Vary your practice. Monday, shadow news reports. serious tone. Tuesday, mirror comedy shows, playful energy. Wednesday, repeat business phrases, professional tone. Thursday, shadow music, rhythm and emotion. Friday, mirror casual conversations, relaxed energy. Measuring your progress. Week 1 indicators. You remember to do daily English practice. Speaking one sentence feels automatic. You notice when you're translating versus thinking directly. Week 2 indicators. Shadowing feels more natural and synchronized. Mirroring improves your confidence in front of mirror. You catch yourself thinking in English occasionally. Week 3 indicators. English phrases come naturally without planning. Speaking feels less effortful and more automatic. You prefer English content for some entertainment. Key learning points for practical techniques. Shadowing means speaking along with audio simultaneously at the same time. Mirroring copies the energy, expressions, and attitude of fluent speakers. Repeating builds muscle memory for automatic phrase recall. Effortless means requiring no struggle, the goal of consistent practice. 21-day challenges build habits through consistency over perfection. The principles that improve your English also transform other areas of your life. Let's explore how language learning mindset shifts create broader personal growth. Your brain is sculptable. Just as your brain can learn English automatically, it can reshape itself in any area. You're either consciously building a better garden or letting the weeds take over. This means you have the power too. Build confidence through small daily successes. Develop focus through consistent practice. Create positive habits that compound over time. Strengthen decision-making through intentional choices. English learning, life skills. English consistency, habit formation in any area. English mistake tolerance, resilience and growth mindset. English practice, discipline and self-management. English progress, confidence and self-belief. Teaching note: sculptable means able to be shaped or formed, like clay that can be molded. Compound over time means small effects build up to create large results. Action creates motivation. Waiting to feel motivated is one of the biggest traps. Neuroscience shows that action comes first, motivation follows. This applies beyond English. Don't wait to feel motivated to exercise. Start with 5 minutes. Don't wait to feel inspired to learn new skills. Begin with small steps. Don't wait to feel confident to try new opportunities. Act and confidence grows. Don't wait to feel ready to make changes. Action creates readiness. The universal pattern. Take small action despite not feeling motivated. Brain recognizes the behavior as important. Brain releases chemicals that create positive feelings. Positive feelings motivate continued action. Action becomes habitual and natural. Focus directs growth. Where your focus goes, your brain grows. This principle applies to both English and life. For English, focus on communication. Better speaking fluency. Focus on understanding. Improved listening skills. Focus on progress. Increased confidence and motivation. For life, focus on solutions. Better problem-solving abilities. Focus on opportunities. Increased success and achievement. Focus on growth. continuous learning and improvement. Scattered versus focused attention. Scattered, jumping between many English resources without depth. Focused, deep engagement with selected English content. Scattered, multitasking during study sessions. Focused, single task practice with full attention. Teaching note: scattered attention means your focus jumps around between different things. Deep engagement means giving your full attention and really thinking about what you're learning. Growth mindset vocabulary. Sculptable, able to be shaped or formed. Action comes first, motivation follows. Where your focus goes, your brain grows. Scattered attention versus deep engagement. Compound over time. Small effects build up to create large results. Strategic stress and recovery. Just as English learning requires challenge balanced with rest, life growth needs strategic stress with adequate recovery. Good stress for growth. Challenging English conversations builds speaking confidence. Difficult English content expands comprehension. Public English speaking develops courage. English tests or assessments measures progress. Recovery for sustainability. Easy English entertainment, movies, music. Comfortable conversation practice. Review of familiar material. Complete breaks from formal study. Life application. Take on challenging projects at work, but balance with manageable tasks. Push yourself to try new experiences, but maintain familiar comforts. Set ambitious goals, but celebrate small wins along the way. Engage in difficult conversations, but nurture supportive relationships. Decision-making excellence. English learning improves decision-making skills that benefit all life areas. From English learning. 70% rule. Practice English with incomplete knowledge rather than waiting for perfection. Type 1 versus Type 2. Distinguish between major English decisions, which course to take, and minor ones, which video to watch today. Feel first, then think. Notice your emotional response to English activities, then analyze logically. Applied to life. 70% rule. Make decisions with sufficient information rather than endless research. Type 1 versus Type 2. Distinguish between major life decisions, career moves, and minor ones, daily choices. Feel first, then think. Trust your emotions as information, then engage logical analysis. Identity-based change. The most powerful insight from English learning: focus on becoming the type of person who naturally engages in beneficial behaviors. English identity shift. From "I am someone who should practice English" to "I am someone who naturally seeks English opportunities." Life identity shifts. From "I should exercise more" to "I am someone who values physical health." From "I need to save money" to "I am someone who makes wise financial choices." From "I should learn new skills" to "I am someone who continuously grows and develops." Key learning points for growth mindset. Your brain is sculptable, able to be shaped through conscious effort. Action comes first, motivation follows. Don't wait to feel ready. Where your focus goes, your brain grows. Attention directs development. Balance challenge with recovery for sustainable growth. Identity-based change is more powerful than behavior-based change. What an incredible journey we've taken through the world of fluent habits and transformative mindsets. You now understand that English mastery and personal growth are deeply connected. The habits that create fluency also build a better life. Your 30-day Fluent Habits Challenge. Days 1 to 7. Foundation. Build one English habit using the cue, routine, reward system. Practice 5 minutes of self-talk daily. Notice when you translate versus think directly in English. Days 8 to 14. Technique development. Add shadowing practice, 10 minutes daily. Practice mirroring in front of mirror, 5 minutes daily. Choose 3 powerful sentences to repeat throughout the day. Days 15 to 21. Integration. Create 20-minute English islands with no translation. Combine shadowing, mirroring, and repeating in unified practice. Apply growth mindset principles to one other life area. Days 22 to 30. Mastery. English habits should feel automatic and natural. Expand successful techniques and adjust unsuccessful ones. Notice how English confidence impacts other areas of your life. The 4 transformational principles. 1. Habit over skill. English is a system your brain builds through repetition, not a subject you learn through study. 2. Direct over translated. Think in English. Don't translate from your native language. 3. Action over motivation. Start small and act consistently. Motivation will follow. 4. Growth over fixed. Your brain is sculptable. What you practice consistently becomes automatic. Life integration opportunities. The mindset shifts from English learning can enhance career development, build professional skills through consistent daily practice. Physical health. Create exercise habits using the same cue, routine, reward system. Relationships. Improve communication through active listening and empathy practice. Personal growth. Apply the 70% rule to decision-making and reduce perfectionist paralysis. Your success indicators. Within 30 days, you should notice English practice feeling automatic rather than forced. Natural English thoughts occurring throughout the day. Increased confidence in both English and other life areas. Better decision-making using principles from language learning. Stronger belief in your ability to build positive habits. This week's challenge. Choose one English habit and one life habit to build simultaneously using the same system. English, 10 minutes of shadowing after morning coffee. Life, 10 minutes of reading after morning coffee. Track both habits daily and notice how success in one area reinforces success in the other. Thank you for joining me on this transformational journey. If this lesson helped you understand how English fluency and personal growth support each other, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone who needs both language confidence and life direction. Your homework is powerful. Implement one fluent habit technique for 30 days and share your experience in the comments. Tell me how your English practice affected other areas of your life. Until next time, remember that every small English action builds both fluency and personal strength. Keep building those habits, keep growing your mindset, and keep improving your English and your life with us.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Artificial Fluency. I want to start today with a simple question. Have you ever bought an English textbook, downloaded a language app, or signed up for classes, feeling excited and motivated, but then, after a few weeks, found yourself making excuses not to study? Maybe you told yourself, I don't have time today, or I'll start again tomorrow, or this book is too difficult. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. But here's the thing. The problem probably wasn't the book, the app, or the teacher. The missing piece was something much more fundamental: your internal motivation. Today, we're going to discover how to find and strengthen your personal why for learning English. We'll explore the difference between motivation that fades quickly and motivation that lasts for years. Most importantly, you'll learn a simple daily practice that will keep your English learning fire burning bright, even on difficult days. So, let's begin this journey to discovering your inner drive for English fluency. Teaching note. Internal motivation means motivation that comes from inside you, from your own desires and goals, rather than from external pressure. Your why refers to your personal reason for doing something. Today's motivational lesson covers 4 essential areas that will transform your English learning journey. First, we'll understand why motivation matters more than materials. Discovering that your inner drive is more important than any textbook or app. Second, we'll explore external versus internal motivation, learning why some motivation disappears quickly while other motivation lasts for years. Third, we'll develop your personal why, finding the specific, emotional reason that will fuel your English learning journey. And fourth, we'll practice the daily motivation ritual, a simple 5-minute routine that strengthens your motivation every single day. Each section includes practical exercises and real-life examples you can apply immediately to energize your English learning. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us. Let's begin by understanding why motivation, not grammar books or fancy apps, is the key to English learning success. Many English learners focus on finding the perfect materials, the best textbook, the most popular app, the highest rated online course. They think, once I find the right method, I'll finally become fluent. But here's the truth. Motivation is the missing piece for many learners. People often blame their struggles on external factors. This book is boring, this app doesn't work, this teacher isn't good enough, when the real issue is a lack of internal drive. Teaching note. The missing piece refers to something essential that's absent or lacking. Like a puzzle with a missing piece, your English learning isn't complete without strong motivation. What motivation really is. Motivation is the energy that pushes you forward. Think of it like fuel for a car. Without fuel, even the best car can't move. Without motivation, even the best learning materials won't help you progress. When you have strong motivation, learning feels exciting. You look forward to practice sessions. Difficulties feel like challenges to overcome. You find time for English even when busy. Mistakes don't discourage you. When motivation is weak, learning feels heavy. You make excuses to avoid practice. Small problems feel overwhelming. You can't find time for English. Mistakes feel discouraging. Teaching note: to push you forward means to give you energy and drive to continue moving toward your goal. To feel heavy means something feels difficult, burdensome, or tiring. Motivation vocabulary: the missing piece for many learners, the energy that pushes you forward. Learning feels exciting versus learning feels heavy. Look forward to, anticipate with pleasure. Overcome challenges, successfully deal with difficulties. Why external solutions don't work. Many people try to solve motivation problems with external solutions. Buying new books or courses, joining expensive classes, downloading multiple apps, finding different teachers, changing learning methods constantly. While good materials and teachers can help, they can't create motivation for you. Motivation must come from within, from your own personal desires, dreams, and goals. The grammar trap. Some learners think, I just need to understand grammar better, then I'll be motivated to practice. But this approach is backwards. You don't need perfect understanding to feel motivated. You need motivation to persist through the learning process. Examples of misplaced focus. External focus. I need a better textbook to learn English. Internal focus. I need to remember why English matters to me. External focus. This app isn't working for me. Internal focus. How can I connect my English practice to my personal goals? External focus. I need a more entertaining teacher. Internal focus. How can I make English learning personally meaningful? The personal connection. Strong internal motivation comes from connecting English to your personal life, dreams, and values. When English learning feels personally meaningful, you don't need external pressure to practice. You want to practice. Questions for personal connection. How will English change your daily life? What dreams become possible with better English? How will you feel about yourself when you're fluent? What opportunities will English create for you? Who will you become as an English speaker? Real-life examples of personal connection. Maria's story. Maria wanted to learn English to communicate with her daughter's English-speaking boyfriend. This personal, emotional connection gave her more motivation than any textbook could. Ahmed's journey. Ahmed dreamed of starting a YouTube channel about his hobby. Knowing he needed English to reach a global audience motivated him to practice daily. Lynn's goal. Lynn wanted to feel confident in international business meetings. This career aspiration connected to her self-image and provided lasting motivation. The ripple effect. When you have strong internal motivation, everything else becomes easier. You're more patient with difficult grammar. You enjoy challenging listening exercises. You're brave enough to practice speaking. You persist through temporary plateaus. You celebrate small improvements. key learning points for motivation versus materials. The missing piece refers to something essential that's absent. Push you forward means to give you energy and drive. Look forward to means to anticipate with pleasure. Feel heavy means something feels difficult or burdensome. Internal motivation is more powerful than external materials. Understanding the difference between external and internal motivation will help you build lasting drive for English learning. External motivation, the wind. External motivation comes from outside sources, other people or situations that pressure you to learn English. External motivation is like the wind that pushes you when you walk. Common sources of external motivation: a teacher requiring you to pass an exam, a boss demanding better English for your job, parents pressuring you to study, friends or classmates creating competition, school or university requirements, immigration or visa necessities. Why external motivation doesn't last? Well, external motivation can be initially strong due to pressure. It usually doesn't last very long. Here's why. Once the external pressure is removed, after an exam, when your boss stops asking, when the requirement is fulfilled, the reason goes away. It disappears. And when the reason disappears, your energy to study disappears too. Examples of fading external motivation. The exam student studies intensively for IELTS, passes the test, then completely stops practicing English because the external pressure is gone. The employee practices English because the boss requires it, but stops when changing to a job where English isn't demanded. The university student studies English to meet graduation requirements, then loses all interest after graduating. Teaching note: pressure in this context means force or demand from outside sources. Fulfill a requirement means to complete something that's necessary or demanded. Internal motivation, the fire. Internal motivation originates from your heart, your dreams, your own goals. Internal motivation is like a fire inside your chest. The fire keeps burning all the time. It gives you heat and light. That fire is your why. Characteristics of internal motivation: comes from your personal desires and dreams, connects with your values and identity, lasts longer and doesn't disappear quickly, connects with your life in meaningful ways, empowers continuous learning even if there is no exam, no teacher, or no boss. Examples of strong internal motivation. Travel dreams. I want to explore the world and connect with people from different cultures. Personal growth. I want to feel proud of myself for learning a new language. Career passion. I want to share my expertise with a global audience. Family connection. I want to communicate better with my English-speaking relatives. Cultural interest. I want to enjoy English movies, books, and music without translation. Teaching note: originate from means to come from or start from a particular source. Your heart in this context means your emotions and deep feelings, not the physical organ. External versus internal motivation vocabulary. External motivation is like the wind, temporary pushing force. Internal motivation is like a fire inside your chest. The fire keeps burning all the time. Connects with your life means relates to your personal experiences. Originates from your heart, dreams, and goals. Why internal motivation is superior? Sustainability. Internal motivation sustains itself because it's connected to who you are and what you want, not what others demand. Resiliency. When you face difficulties, internal motivation helps you persist because you're working toward your own dreams, not someone else's requirements. Enjoyment. Learning driven by internal motivation feels more enjoyable because you're pursuing something you personally value. Authenticity. Internal motivation aligns with your authentic self, making the learning process feel natural rather than forced. Converting external to internal motivation. If you currently have external motivation, you can develop internal motivation by asking deeper questions. External. I need English for my job. Internal questions. How will better English help me become the professional I want to be? What career opportunities will open up? How will I feel about myself as a confident English speaker? External. I need to pass this English exam. Internal questions. What will passing this exam make possible in my life? What dreams can I pursue with this qualification? How will success change my self-image? External. My parents want me to learn English. Internal questions. What do I personally want to achieve with English? How could English enrich my own life? What excites me about becoming bilingual? Identifying your motivation type. Signs of external motivation. You study only when reminded or required. Progress stops when external pressure decreases. Learning feels like an obligation or chore. You focus mainly on meeting minimum requirements. Motivation disappears during breaks or holidays. Signs of internal motivation. You find yourself naturally seeking English content. You continue learning even without external pressure. English practice feels like personal development. You set your own goals beyond minimum requirements. You maintain interest during breaks from formal study. Building internal motivation. Connect to personal values. Identify how English aligns with what you value most: growth, connection, achievement, creativity, freedom. Visualize specific ways English will improve your daily life, relationships, and opportunities. Create emotional connections. Link English learning to experiences that make you feel excited, proud, or fulfilled. Set personal goals. Establish English goals that matter to you personally, not just what others expect. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us. Key learning points for external versus internal motivation. External motivation is like wind, temporary pushing force from outside. Internal motivation is like a fire inside your chest, a lasting inner drive. Originates from means comes from or starts from a source. Connects with your life means relates to your personal experiences. Internal motivation is more sustainable and resilient than external pressure.